Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to young Dylan about Tyler Perry's Young Dylan. Season 3 is going to be dropping June 19th on Nickelodeon. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being here.
What's up? Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a big month for young Dylan. There's a lot happening right now. How are you feeling with knowing it's going to be a big month?
It's definitely going to be a big month, and I'm so excited for season 3 of Tyler Perry's Young Dylan to come on. Also doing Slime Cup, and I got to have some time off of working and having fun and stuff like that. So I'm so glad that I'm getting back to working and it's ready to pop off.
Does it sometimes not feel like work though? Because you do a lot of it looks like you had a lot of fun filming Young Dylan on Nickelodeon.
Yes, it definitely, you get to hang around with your castmates every day, my friends, Hero, Selena, Jet, and just to have other kids your age and other kids that's doing the same stuff that you're doing and they know what type of time you're on is great, because when I tell them I need to do scripts or I need to go to do an audition, they understand because that's what they have to do also. So it's great to have friends like that.
Absolutely. You act, you do music as well, you rap. Did it kind of just happen that you did both, or which one came first? Did you were you interested in music first, then acting came, or other way around?
Which came first was rapping. I was doing cover songs when I was younger.
Yep.
I went viral when I was younger, and then Ellen invited me, and then I spent 3 years on Ellen, and then she helped get my own show with the president of Nickelodeon and Tyler Perry, Young Dylan. Tyler Perry's Young Dylan, and they helped me get that, and that's how my acting career really started off. But I always wanted to act, but I started off rapping first.
When you do interviews a lot, does everyone does everyone ask you that? Is that a question? What's the most frequent question you're always asked specifically, Dylan?
Yes, they mostly always ask me that question. They always ask me how did you start off and stuff like that. So I just tell them the whole story, how I went viral when I was younger, and that's how Young Dylan really started.
Well, I find it interesting because for your situation, it was kind of one of those things that kind of happened where you were rapping, you went viral on the internet, then got a show on Nickelodeon. Some people, it's the other way around. They kind of know they want to do both. They start with one.
Yeah.
Is it interesting to see, you work with a lot of really cool people as well. Is it interesting to see all the different career paths that can kind of happen? Does that interest you a lot as well?
Yes, it's crazy because I never knew that I will start acting at a young age. I always wanted to act, but I never knew that this was going to happen. I auditioned for Nickelodeon, Disney, and then Nickelodeon chose me, and I never knew that while I was auditioning for this stuff, they were making my own show while I was auditioning. So they had it all set it up, and I just never knew that. And that's how I basically started acting. I got a few auditions and stuff like that.
It's so cool. And you mentioned, you went viral, and then you went on the Ellen show. Then, years later, when you're on the Nickelodeon show and everything, you went viral again. And that is with one of the coolest things. And I swear to you, Dylan, that interview with Debo Samuel, it's it never went away. It came up on my feed all the time. It was pretty crazy.
Thank you. It's a blessing, man, to work with such great producers, and working with Nate is amazing. He's a football guy. He retired from football. He played the NFL, so he knows the game a lot. And me, him, my father, while we're on set, we always talk about football because that's what the show is all about. In Slime Time, I love football. Football is my sport. And when they invited me to the playoffs, it was amazing because last year in 2021, they did it, but no fans were out in the stands. So when it was really live and I was out there and everyone was getting crazy, it was just amazing to see because I only went to a football game once before going to the playoffs. And it was amazing just talking to Debo. He's such a great guy. He's such a great player. So it was amazing.
It's hard to, it's Nickelodeon, it's social media and everything, but I feel like it's kind of hard to predict like what's gonna go viral. What like for you, you're probably just doing a sideline interview, and then like minutes later, you're like, hey, it's getting resurfaced everywhere. Like, what was going through your mind when like tell me when you found out it became viral?
Well, how I found out it was viral was the night when I did the interview. The night I did the interview, they posted it, and then it went viral on Twitter. Then it started going on Instagram to YouTube. It was just crazy. And I kind of knew that it was going to go viral because they told me right after the game that it got way more views than it did last year. Mm-hmm. Everyone was watching on Nickelodeon. In the game, it was Cowboys against 49ers. So it was going to be a big game.
Yeah.
And like, I just had a feeling in my mind that it was going to go viral. Him winning player of the game, they winning the playoffs. It was just all of that adding up to going viral.
And Tyler Perry tweeting it out doesn't help either, right? That doesn't hurt either, right?
Yo, it was amazing because like I was filming Slime Time at the time. I was doing the script the night before we were ready to film Slime Time.
Yep.
And my father just showed me that Tyler Perry post. I was like, wow, man, this is like crazy, man. Because last year I was like, oh man, I'm so mad that I didn't get to go to the playoffs game. And now they're sending me this year. That's amazing. And it's a blessing.
It's so amazing. We've interviewed Tyler Perry on this show. We interviewed him for the new Medea movie. So great to talk to.
Homecoming, I love it.
Yeah, it was so great. So I find it interesting then, because now it's like, season 3 is, premiering on Nickelodeon, Young Dylan, for season 3, June 19th. Now it's kind of like 3 seasons of you kind of getting to know the character and all the characters on the show. Are you still kind of learning a lot about the role and acting, or do you think you have a grasp of like all that everything, knowing it's been like 3 seasons so far?
I think I have a grasp, but I think I also still need to learn some more. Like
I meant about the character too, right? Because there's a lot happening with the character. Yeah.
Like this character, they want me to be more emotional this season. Like it was a lot of emotions going. I feel like every season we do, it's building up on what's going to happen. You get a sense of what's going to happen the next season, and it just keeps building up. And plus we're getting older, so more stuff is going to happen during the show.
Absolutely. So we established, you do music, you act. So you're a storyteller. That's what Young Dylan does. Young Dylan is a storyteller. What excites you specifically about storytelling?
It's just like, it's entertaining. You can see the emotions in the person when they do it. It's just like all of that builds up to a great story. Like what I'm saying? Like if someone's rapping a story and you just hear everything they're saying, it just, when you're telling a story, but you're rapping it, it gives you a sense and it gives you a picture of what's going on. In your mind, you can definitely see what's going on and what's happening while they're rapping.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever freestyle as well?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you find is there something about freestyle that you could tell me misconception wise that people don't know about? Like, is it, in your opinion, is it harder? Like, is it easier than people think it is? Is it like, because I've seen like a lot of amazing freestylers, and then sometimes I'm like, maybe it's not like that hard. You know what I mean? But I'm like, no, it's definitely hard. But like, is there anything people don't know about freestyle that you could share with us? Maybe like a fun fact or anything?
I feel like for me, in my opinion, doing a song like with the beat and stuff like that, freestyling has a beat, but doing a regular song that you get to take your time on is way easier than doing a freestyle.
Okay, yeah.
For me, doing a song is way easier in the studio because you get to do a take over every time. Like if you messed up a line, you get to do it over. Freestyling, you don't get to do that. You have to redo the whole thing if you're filming it, or if it's live, you can't mess up at all.
I love those like TikTok videos where they just go on the street, and it's definitely like premeditated, Dylan, where like they definitely ask before. They make it seem that they just go towards someone with a beat and they freestyle. They find all these guys.
I know. I know that has to be edited in like audition before
it has
they
to be 100%.
It's still entertaining though.
It is. You know what videos I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
And it's like 8 in a row. These guys crush it, and it's like, wait a second. which is awesome. So June 19th, Young Dylan season 3, and then June 25th, Nickelodeon Slime Cup. I mean, a couple days later. I mean, so you did like the sideline stuff for the Nickelodeon broadcast of the NFL, the playoffs. Yeah. Now you're doing commentary, I believe, for the Nickelodeon Slime Cup, I believe, right?
Yes, and it's just crazy to see that Slime Time, NFL Slime Time, went from football and now it's expanding more into sports, and that's great to see. And we got nominated for an Emmy, and that's crazy, you know. And that means that Nickelodeon NFL Slime Time is doing great, and we're expanding more into sports. I really hope that they come out with the NBA Slime Time about basketball and stuff like that, and I just can't wait to see it expand more.
There's so much happening. It's so exciting. Young Dylan, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we established season 3 on Nickelodeon, Young Dylan, June 19th. If they're a fan of golf and they're just a fan of sports and a fun time, Nickelodeon Slime Cup, June 25th on Nickelodeon.
Yep.
And there's an Instagram account. You're pretty active on, so there's a social media account for Young Dylan. Can you plug away where people can follow it?
So my Instagram is official Young Dylan, no spaces. My YouTube is also official Young Dylan. You can see me on YouTube. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Season 3 of Tyler Perry's Young Dylan, premiering on Nickelodeon June 19th. And then Nickelodeon Slime Cup is going to be available June 25th. Until next time, it's Young Dylan and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.